Alright everybody, welcome to another Project Entropia update. Now that Merry Mayhem is over, and unfortunately I did not get to really play a lot of it due to getting sick at the beginning of January from work. Yeah, it sucks and knocked me on my ass for a couple of weeks, but I recovered, I'm back. The next event that is kind of mediocre that is going on right now is called the Mutant Fury. Yeah, I know it's kind of nicknamed after me, but I wish it was for me. But large hordes of Beefoid mutants and Beefox are gathering around Calypso, causing havoc, distress in several normal, peaceful regions. These large groups of Beefoid and Beefoxes have been sighted at Camp Carnival, Cape Cornet, Fort Fury, Fort Ithis, Fort Zeus, and the Jason Center. Colonists should be on alert when traveling near these areas, as these hordes can be extremely aggressive towards humans. Basically means they're going to come over and stomp you. But it is what it is. We wish you happy hunting to the colonists that dare to help repel these threats. Now, these are kind of interesting mobs to hunt. Beatbox are kind of a standard mob people do like hunting in the off seasons. So I did manage to pull up a couple stats for you guys just to look at it. As you can see, these are, actually let's zoom in on this a little bit so people can view this a little bit better. That looks good. All right. Basically, this is a P-Fox. It is ugly, it hurts, it deals stab, cut, impact, and cold damage. So, if you have good armor or good plates that can handle this type of damage, you're set. They deal. Here we go. Hatchlings deal 70 damage on average, matures are 90, olds are 110, 130 for providers, guardians, as you guys can see on the chart level. Hit points per level, it goes up and down. Their threat level, basically the higher the threat, the more aggressive they are. Regen speed, so if you can out DPS these numbers, you're good. Most beatbox don't have really good regen, so even a lower tier gun will take on these pretty well. You just got to be able to take the damage and take the hits. As you can see, for the hit points on them, it does average up a little bit. So for providers, the guardians, you're going to be dealing about 4,000, 3,000 to 4,000 damage. Youngs and matures and old, you're pretty eco. You can hunt these on a pretty decent budget. Beatbox do hop quite a bit. Minimum global level, as you can see, is 50 ped. That's not bad. That's about the average. They do global quite a bit if you're lucky. If you do start getting hops on them, probably 120 to 300 is the average range from when I used to hunt them back in the day. They do have some interesting drops. It looks like their standards are going to be soft hide, feedback skin, pancreate oil. ESIs, if you hop for global, pretty decent, these can drop. You're going to get brain oil, etc. I don't know about these other ones in red, but you do get tier components, com- combustion chips, Polaris armor. A lot of this stuff is still in game. Weapons. Let me just pull up the all list and make this easier instead of having to bounce one to one. All right, let's see. Cali Trek MK3s. A lot of this is still on the loot table. So if you guys see something you like, you may want to go hunt these. So, like Saki components. Now this one right here, the Arsenic Chip 3 10 edition unlimited. I do not know if this is still on the loot pool. It's very rare item and very lucky if you get it. Now locations you're not really going to have to worry about because they're in the previous locations I mentioned in this group right here. So that's pretty good. Alright, let's see. Defense skills. They got decent attributes, so just be careful when you're attacking these creatures. Let's get into the other ones I like hunting. Malfoids. Got quite a few videos on these already. They're pretty low hit points, so you take a big gun, you're pretty much gonna either 3 or 4 shot alpha these things. Like you're just gonna alpha strike them if you're hitting 200 or 300 damage on crits. So that's really good. Regen speed isn't that bad. I've hunted these before. You kill them pretty fast. They do deal decent damage. It's both cut and impact. So make sure your armor can handle this. They don't hit you that hard, but they will whack you non-stop. I found their attack speed is a little bit more than a P-Fox. So take that with a grain of salt. Minimum global level is 50 ped, which is not bad. Loot table is pretty standard on these. I can confirm hunting these things, they do not drop muscle oil. I've not gotten muscle oil off these before. I've gotten adrenaline oil and tier 4 components. These two I can confirm, along with olive paint can and the cloth extractors. The rest of the stuff is also take it with a grain of salt, what it may or may not drop. Because of the maturity levels, you will get T1. When I say T1 weapons, you will get basic newbie weapons, which are going to be the Solomon Ripple. You get some basic unlimited amps, etc. Who knows? There may be more. I've not seen the unlimited stuff. ESIs are on globals and hops, so take that with a grain of salt. But otherwise, all this other stuff is kind of subject to interpretation. I mean, I think I've got an eye oil off these things too, so it could be in that. I have also found that Malfoys are not really that aggressive. So you do have a little bit more leeway in being able to stand next to a couple of them without them aggroing on you. But because the event right here should be on alert, these hordes can be extremely aggressive, which basically means their aggro radius is probably amplified. So if you do start attacking some of these groups, you guys want to tagger. Something with maybe at least 100 range minimum, just to be on the safe side. If you got something with 150 range, even better. If you're feeling really ballsy and gutsy, just screw it. Just run in there with a pistol and just go boom, 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 and nuke the hell out of all of them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will probably be doing the Malfoys, so look forward to a couple of those videos. We'll see what kind of shenanigans we can pull off in Entropia. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this info, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will either see you guys on stream or in-game. Take care, and happy hunting.